In this episode, we investigate strange happenings at Fore Abbey. The beautiful remains of Fore Abbey and St. Fechin's Church is nestled in a lush valley surrounded by unparalleled beauty. However, its history is somewhat darker. St. Fechin founded the abbey in 630 AD and had a profound impact on Irish folklore. His miracles, known as the Seven Wonders, are the abbey itself, built upon a bog, the mill without a race, the copper tree that cannot be burnt, the water that flows uphill, the water that doesn't boil, the lintel stone raised by St. Fechin's prayers, and the Anchorite in a cell who chose to be permanently enclosed to live a life of intense prayer and solitude. The abbey became a beacon that housed 300 monks and attracted over 2,000 students. St. Fechin died from yellow plague in 665, and shortly afterwards, the abbey began to experience a lot of bad luck. The abbey was continuously attacked and repeatedly burned to the ground by invaders, and each time was rebuilt. Eventually, it served the invaders' needs as a fortress, but afterwards was abandoned and left in ruins, leaving a vibrational stain on the land. What looks a peaceful and tranquil location becomes a very different place when night falls. It's said from the old abbey that ghostly chanting can be heard, and if brave enough to enter, you will be greeted by the footsteps of a monk who follows your movements around the ruins. A farmer had to seek out help from witches, as his livestock, cows, sheep, goats, were purposely drowning themselves in the shallow stream, almost as if they had been possessed by an unseen entity. After a cleansing of the land, there were no more mysterious deaths. All this and more is the reason I've brought you to Fore Abbey. We begin our investigation at St. Fechin's Church. The Sligo-born holy man performed many miracles, one being the lintel stone above the entrance to the church. It is said that he miraculously raised it into place. As we enter into the pre-Norman 10th century church, you can see the beautiful arch that separates the later added building that held the altar and space for the clergy. We're going to do a call out and see if we get anything. So here we have our EMF reader, which is hopefully going to allow us to make some kind of communication tonight. We've got our quartz crystal. This is going to act as an amplifier for any spirit that wants to make communication with us. It's been charged and is ready for use. So let's begin. Is there anybody here that wants to talk to us? Oh. Hello. Hello, thank you for talking to us. Thank you. Very happy to communicate with you. Are you from this church? If you're male, can you make this device flash? If you're female, can you make this device flash? Oh, thank you. We're very happy to talk to you. Can you tell us, did you enjoy your life here? Can you tell us, are you happy? Are you sad? Do you want to keep talking to us? Would you like to keep communicating with us? I just heard a noise there. Did you hear that? Over here? I just heard the gravel move. Are you over in the corner? You know, as you can see, there's no overhead power lines. There's nothing here that could possibly set off an EMF reader. It's only an electric magnetic field that could set something like this off. So we definitely had communication there with a spirit. Thank you so much for talking to us. Just as we were about to leave St. Fechin's Church, we realized something very strange. A reoccurrence that showed up in our baseline test.
When we asked if there was anyone in this part, which is the older part, the 10th century, there was nothing. And this is where you would assume there would be something. But when you go into the newer part, the 15th century, there was quite immediately. It jumped right up to red, which means a lot of electromagnetic energy.
Yes.
You know, some places are even lucky if it gets up to like the yellow. So there was something in the newer part which is just unusual. It's not what you'd expect.
No. It hasn't moved since. It's just stayed on green.
Yeah.
Little did we know something exciting was about to happen as soon as we left the church, proving that the older part of the building does seem inhospitable to spirits. Oh, hello. Oh, thank you for communicating with us. Hello. Wow. Okay, I wonder... would it be that yellow lion that's there? Oh. Oh, no. Is it? It's actually answering. You're actually answering, aren't you? Yes, thank you. Could you tell us, are you male? You are male? Thank you. And are you, if you can you make the lights stop flashing just so I know you can communicate with me? Just so I know it's you, can you make the lights stop flashing? No. Oh, thank you. Okay, so if you could make the flash, the lights flash for yes, and if you can make them stop flashing for no, so you can communicate with me. Are you a male? Yes. Are you from this area? No. Were you a soldier? Were you a holy man? Were you a monk? Were you a farmer? Were you from France? Yes. You were. Do you remember it being a Benedictine abbey? We know that the French came here. We know that they had Fore Abbey, and they made it into a Benedictine monastery. Yes, they did. Did you live in that monastery? You did. Were you happy there? I'm sorry to hear that. Are you happy now? Yeah. Are you a free spirit? You are. I'm so happy to communicate with you. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. This is amazing. And we're here at the Anchorite Cell. This is where a monk would have actually isolated himself from the rest of the world, and he lived a life of prayer and solitude. If anyone would like to actually see us spend a night in this Anchorite Cell, please like the video. Not looking forward to spending the night here, but it would be interesting. We now make our way to Fore Abbey in the hopes we can communicate with more spirits. Unfortunately, we could not gain access to the altar room. However, we do have some photos from previous investigations that captured orbs. These are usually the sign of a manifesting spirit. We're now in the courtyard, and this is where there's said to be footsteps of a monk that's heard that walks around the ruins. After spending some considerable time investigating every area inside the abbey, we came to the conclusion that there was no spiritual activity at present. We picked up no EMF readings, not even a flicker, and our trigger object was undisturbed. This left us feeling a little deflated, but it also brought an interesting fact to light.
I know certain groups that have come here and actually worked with the energy and actually released any kind of spirits that were trapped. So that could be an explanation for why we're actually not getting as much activity in this place that you would assume that we would. Yeah. But we are up high in the churches up there because you know, people kind of not forget about them, but the abbey's like the main course that everyone comes for, that they kind of almost forget about the others a little bit. So they expect this to be haunted, and I would say that it probably was.
Definitely.
But right now, it seems very quiet, and even though it's still kind of bright, it's nearly 10 o'clock at night. It's just summer.
Yes.
So I think that cleansing, or those cleansings over many years, has actually really kind of quietened down the area for sure.
I think it has. It certainly feels, I mean, there's certain places that we've gone to that you just know that there's a spirit. You just know that there's something there, that there's an entity. But when you're in the Abbey, it actually does feel very quiet. It feels like there's nobody else there. You don't feel any kind of sense of there being a spirit that's close. So I think, as far as the Abbey goes, I don't feel that it's as haunted as we may have thought, but
at least not anymore.
Yeah.
So it still looks great.
It does.
It looks like it's a
beautiful
haunted building for sure.
It does. So we're just after coming out of the side of Fore Abbey, and to the left of us here, there's actually a mound, and it's been surmised that this mound was actually a megalithic site, possibly a tomb, a burial chamber, but it's never been excavated. So we're just at the foot of what was known as the columbarium. The columbarium was used to store pigeons, and the people that lived here used it as food. But different times. So we're going to go up and we're going to investigate and see if we can get any kind of reading.
We believe that this mound is possibly a megalithic site, and it's only when you study it from an aerial view we can see the true scale of what we are standing on. If you take a closer look, you can almost make out the remnants of what could be standing stones.
It does make you wonder if there's something below us.
It's supposed to be similar to Newgrange, so people say.
Yes. So probably as old as Newgrange, if not older.
Could be. Newgrange is just famous, but there's so many other places like that are actually even older. We know a few.
Loughborough.
But yeah, there's no reason this couldn't be one as well before it was an abbey.
Exactly. And the reason, I suppose, what makes this a very strange location, not only the fact that it's a megalithic, possibly a megalithic chamber below us, is the fact that a farmer had serious issues with his livestock back in the late 90s, and his livestock were drowning themselves in the shallow stream. He went to the vet, and the vet told him that he had checked everything. Everything was fine. There was nothing wrong with his cattle. The water was fine. The land, everything was as it should be. He sent the farmer to his parish priest, which told him there was nothing he could do to help him. So he sent them to Janet Farr and Gavin Bowen. These two witches came out to Fore, and they actually cleansed the land, and after they did that big cleansing, there was no more deaths. There was no more animals that committed suicide. He lost a lot of cattle.
He did, and the interesting thing was is the reason it turned out was because apparently some born again Christians had come up pretty much, I think, to where we are, and started reclaiming Ireland for Christianity, and started actually digging crosses into the mound. And obviously Ireland is a very old country, older than Christianity, and so there's a lot of older spirits that didn't take too kindly to that. So actually, especially in Ireland, where we have a history and a lot of myth and folklore of like very, how do I respectfully say it when we're here, fairies that and spirits, and you know, that are not the Tinkerbell kind. You know, they kind of they know how to get justice, let's say.
Yes, yeah.
and they took it out on the farmer, unfortunately, but it was a way of getting the attention. They didn't want this. This is their land. It was for no born again Christian to reclaim.
No.
So the witches saw to it that the land was cleansed again, and all has been right since.
Oh, wow. Okay, straight away we're getting a little bit of activity. Thank you so much for communicating with us. Oh, I was just about to ask, were you listening to what we were talking about? You were. Thank you. Can you tell us, are you from this land? You are. Are we standing above a megalithic chamber? Are we standing on a megalithic site? We are. Thank you so much. Are you from that era? Are you one of the spirits of the land? Oh. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wow. We really appreciate you talking to us. Wow. Thank you. Were you not happy when those people came here? No. We know that there was a cleansing of the land here. And were you happy that they cleansed the land of what those people done here? We're so sorry to hear that the land here was disturbed by people that weren't from here. Can you tell us, are you a male? Are you a female? Are you a child? You're a spirit of the land. Yeah. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you communicating with us. It means a lot to us. Can you I was going to ask you, are you happy with the way things are now? Yes. You're happy with the way things are on this land.
The wind just picked up.
The wind did just pick up. Is that you affecting the wind? It's gone quiet. Oh, you're still there. I just felt the breeze and it went off. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. That was you. I just felt the wind come at the right side of my face and it lit up. Thank you so thank you so much. Wow. We're so happy to speak with you. And we're just really appreciative of you communicating with us and telling us your side of the story. You've seen a lot of changes over the years here on this land. Yes, you have. Between the Normans and French, the English. Yes, you have. And you're still here, huh? Yes, we're happy you're still here. Are you looking over this land and taking care of it and making sure that it's safe? You are. Oh. Thank you so much. Well, they definitely seem to react as soon as you said, like, are we standing on a megalithic site? Thank you so much for talking to us. We really appreciate it. We'll take our leave, and it's actually stopped. It's completely stopped now. Isn't that remarkable? We're just outside the gatehouse, and we're going to go over and see if we can get some EMF readings and possibly some controlled communication. You can grab onto this device and make a flash for me again, just to let me know that you are here with us. Thank you so much. Wow. Can you tell me, were you French? Oh. You were, thank you so much. You were, thank you so much. If you're still there, can you please grab on this device again? Just to let us know that, oh, wow, oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Did you used to live here? I can hear your footsteps in there. Yes. Can you grab onto this device and let us know? Were you French? Are you French? Yes. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you talking to us. Je m'appelle Colum.
Je m'appelle Andrew.
Did you used to man the gatehouse? Did you live here before it was taken over by the British? Yes, you did. Wow. Did everything change here when the British took over? Got a tap. Did. Thank you. Are you happy? Are you sad? Big tap. Can you tell us, are you stuck here? Do you feel like you're stuck here? Or are you are... You don't have to be stuck here. You don't have to be stuck here. You can pass on.
While the Abbey and older part of St. Fenton's Church seem quiet of paranormal activity, the surrounding areas are most certainly active. We assume the lack of EMF communication is a direct result of the cleansing that was carried out inside the Abbey. However, we were very impressed with the results of our spirit sessions. The EMF not only gave us strong controlled responses, but appeared to flicker at different rates of enthusiasm, almost acting in itself as an emotional gauge as to how the spirit was feeling. We believe we helped the grounded spirit in the gatehouse pass over. And as for our possible megalithic mound, well, for the sake of the land's inhabitants, maybe some mysteries should be left undisturbed. Please like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any content in the future. And remember, strange is beautiful.